Hello. Welcome back. So, I'll show you what I'm going to use. I was thinking, what can I use to cover up these EPROMs? And look, airmail stickers. They're a little big. I could cut them, but at this moment, I don't care. I just want something to cover the top, and so I will use them. So there. We now have the JiffyDos chips are covered with 2 airmail stickers, and that'll be fine. That's all it needs. The original JiffyDos sticker thingy here, perhaps I will hold on to. Not that it really matters. Anyway, so now we are fine. And also, if I leave these too big, it's easy to take them off when I find something better. So, we are now, it's funny, I've never really hoped I had a bad video chip, but I kind of hope I do, because I think if it's a RAM problem, it's going to be worse. Ew. So, here we have, this is of course, the door, or cover, that goes over the video chips. I'm assuming that one of these is probably for the 40 column, and one is probably for the 80. But do I know this for sure? No, I don't. Something tells me I should try the one on the left, which means I'm going to try the one on the right. And at this moment, I can't tell you what this is, because it's covered in white goo. It is. But it came out pretty easy. That was out of the one that is okay. One thing that's nice about having that one's a little tougher, the metal part around the video area is it gives you something that's not working. Something you can gently pry on, ever so gently, but firmly, to get chips out. I don't like chips that put up a fight. Okay, so here is the video chip that was on the right. And it doesn't have as much white goo as the one that I took out, but still enough to cover up what's up. It might be time to go to the glasses. So this one, I have the witness mark correctly put in there. It is with this little extra bit in here. It's kind of hard to get the little extra pressure I like. Okay, it's in. So, what will happen on the screen? Well, I don't know. But we will find out. So here is the Commodore 128. I have just replaced this chip from my test machine. It always helps if you actually start recording. So here is inside the Commodore 128. I have just swapped out this chip, and I still have the test rig in, or the test cartridge in. I'm going to turn it on, and see what happens. Did I turn it on? I did turn it on. This one has been a little slow on the uptake. There is one thing that would greatly increase the possibility of us seeing something on the screen. If the video connector was plugged in. Okay, let's try again. Okay. So, obviously, the trouble is not the chip I just changed. We will go for another. Back to, we will now work on this chip. We shall. So, to continue. Alright. It's made no difference. I mean, I like finding out that things are working. Come on. We are turned off. We are turned off. This chip too has a lot of goo upon it. I'm going to put them side by side so I cannot screw them up. It actually has a little sticker, 8563 R9 screened. And this one too has a similar sticker. Came out pro. Ooh, there's some. It's funny, not up to anything I did, but I do see a pin. Not that it's bad, it's just a little wonky. Okay, so witness mark. Oh, isn't that interesting? Boy, that would have fooled me. The witness mark on these chips is reversed from each other. Unusual, but you know, things happen. Okay, we're lined up. We have penetration. So, let's get ready. So we have just changed this chip. The one on the left. Oh look, there's the airmail stickers. And now we will apply power. Oh, grand. Well, it does seem that this is working fine. So the video chips are not the problem. Grand. And of course with the test thing not working, because I can't see what's on the screen, I can't see what it's telling me is wrong. Oh joy. Oh dear. Oh my. Well, yeah. To continue. Well, this is indeed, it may be that this JiffyDos 128 has just become my test machine to test things from. It may be. It's funny, one of the reasons I wanted to have a go at any of this was, I don't know if you remember, a year ago I got this Commodore 64 that looks mostly complete off the freebie table at the World of Commodore. So all the chips are in, of course. Does it work? No. I think, oh, it has lots of sockets. I think I remember maybe the guy who put it down saying, you know, he tried everything, he'd just given up. But one of the things I do want to check initially, oh, come on, is the SID chip. Because you can never have too many SID chips. Alright. I wonder, maybe I can do this. So here I am, inside the Commodore 128, and there is the SID chip. Note, capacitors all around, all kinds of pitfalls if this goes wrong. So I take the screwdriver, and I insert it, oh, there's a little dust on there, ever so gently. And I go a little farther down on both sides, and I pry. Keeping in mind, of course, the power is off. Okay, so that SID chip has come out. And we will check. By the way, I keep mentioning the witness mark. I'm sure you know what that is, but it's right there. That tells me there's a little mark of a similar nature on the chip that says, this is the way. So we look at the pins, excuse me, my hand. I like to put a little pressure on one side. That's not working. I do not want to screw this up. Okay, so all the pins in there are good. Excuse me. All the pins in there are good. They all should be lined up. And then I give a, ooh, that didn't feel nice. But it looks okay. Okay, enough of chip removal and such. We will turn on the tester. Unfortunately, this will take a little bit of time. Oh no. The one video chip, did I get myself in it? They all come with this white heat sucking thing that I should remember the name of, but at this moment I don't. Anyway, the two good chips that are here, we're sitting here. I should have, well, this, by the way, yes, this is a well-used magic eraser. It's not wet right now, but I'll just wipe up the extra stuff with that. And I will put these chips a little farther away. And I will put the SID chip over there as well. So it's funny, I'm still seeing, maybe it's just imaginary. It's like I see a shadow. What could the shadow be? Oh, there's a shadow here. This thing? No. I did, well, maybe. I was taking pictures of comics and I moved the light over there a little bit. It may be from that. Anyway, so it is now testing through the RAM. So, yes, I don't have tons and tons and tons of Commodore 128. Although as I look here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's not tons compared to 1541, so I'm just glancing around the corner here to the pile. Do I see any there? No, I do see a Commodore 128D off in the distance, and I think there's another one of those over there. But anyway, part of all this, see, do you remember I was working on a 4040? And things kind of got out of control because I still can't find out the trouble with the 4040. But if I have a fan inside of it, it works. Isn't that magical? One thing about the SID chip, even if it doesn't work, it's good to know, or I'll know in a second anyway, after this does its thing, first of all, if it works, but also, if it doesn't, oh, here we go, somewhere. also not a bad thing to know if you have a SID chip that doesn't work, or partially works, but if the machine will still work with it. Because if you have some applications that you absolutely don't need sound, you know, it's good to know that you can, that's a little stiff, put a SID chip in. Okay, so the machine comes up okay with it. Life is good. Anyway, it's good to know that you can have a machine that if you don't need sound, that you still have a chip that would actually work, but not work. If you know what I mean. It wouldn't stop the machine from not working even though it's not making sound. So, I need to better figure out what could be wrong with my testing 64. I need to remember better what all the chips do. Because at this moment I don't. There's another longer one over here that I'm curious about. And it's of course in a socket. So, I'm just, maybe with glasses, I can see what it is. And this may have nothing to do with anything. I'm suspecting I have a RAM problem. Okay. 8722R1. So let us look at the 8722R1. And yes, that is a screwdriver. I'm gently trying to watch where I have the phone and watch. So if you see, I'm going deeper and rocking. I'm going deeper and rocking. Okay. And we'll gently, oops, come on, extract the 8721. Now this is from the machine, the JiffyDos machine, otherwise known as the airmail machine. So, we have the chip out, we'll now extract the one from the machine that was working. And why am I doing this? I just have a whim. I have no idea if this will make any difference at all. But something tells me to try this chip. And so I will try it. I'm suspecting it will have no positive or negative impact on anything. But, you know, you never know, you know. So, carefully, we line up the pins. That's not feeling exactly right. Okay, we're in. And what happens when we turn it on? It looks just fine. Well, nothing else, we're getting a collection of good chips here. Well, I suppose that's good. Actually, even with the 128 not working, I could use it to test SID chips. I could. But there are other reasons. I'm going to take the harness plugs into the joystick ports. 1, 2. The cartridge, no, sorry. The cassette port. Whoa. The cartridge port. And there's also a little thing that's not really part of the cartridge, sorry, the harness that plugs into the serial port. But it's not attached to it, it just looks like a connector, but I'm sure there's some reasonable, sorry, yeah, the serial port. I'm sure there's some reasonable reason that it's there. If only I could get it in. Okay, so now I will turn it on. And it will start to run the diagnostic test. So I think what's just happened at this moment is perhaps I'm going to use this 128 to test things now. Perhaps. And I'm not going to leave it turned on. Not at all. So I'm not going to give up on the other one, because of course I can't give up on anything. But I'm suspecting it is a RAM issue, and until I replace, or find a replacement, you know what, I don't think I have the patience to, I like the new solder sucker I got, but I don't think I can do whole chips with it. I just don't think so. And somewhere, yes, I have told you, I have a great thing to remove chips. Great big long soldering iron, gets the whole thing hard on one side, flip up, different lengths, different everything. Somewhere I have it! Don't ask me where. It's been years since I've seen it. I'm sure it got packed away when I moved from the old house. And you know. So what I'm doing here, just for my amusement, is I'm just I have not had this machine hooked up to the test rig before, so I just want to see if it tells me that there's anything wrong amongst the other chips. Now I'm not sure what's going to do about JiffyDos. I guess maybe I should have flipped that off. But anyway, it is now testing RAM, and there's not a bad thing about testing RAM, is there? So, but it will tell me, and sometimes I actually believe what it says, if there's anything else significantly wrong with anything. I do. 28, this 128 here, a lot of 128s have, well, they all have a wire that runs down, over, and up, because there was some kind of a thing they realized late in the game that was wrong. Most of them have a fairly thick and hefty wire. This one has a very light thing. The wires mostly that I've seen. Okay, we're getting close to the sound test. Okay, it's alright. And it did not report any failures with any chips. So, sad as it is, I think this, well, not sad, but anyway, I think this 128, even though it's dirty and gross somewhat, at least the case, I think it's become the new one that I will test such things in. I think it is. So anyway, the wire on most 128s, oh yeah, oh look, here's another 128 board with no chips. Anyway, I would like to think you can see, but down at the bottom, way down here, there's a wire. And it not only is pretty thick and hefty, it's actually secured in a number of places. It is. With like little bits of glue. And I think when, I remember Bill Hurd was up at the World of Commodore and he spoke of that wire and how it came to be. And mostly, I'm looking at another 128. It's similarly very down, over, up past the screw, back down, and secured. And anyway, not that there's anything wrong with them finding a better way. I do think this one is also, yeah, it's secured. It's just not as impressive as the other. So we have a new tester for 128, which I will not screw up. I'm just going to flip the JiffyDos switch off and move on from there. I will. Oh my. I'm not sure I made myself clear, but I have too much stuff. I do. And I have a strange shadow. It's funny, as I don't think I moved this, but maybe I did. There. The Amiga thing does not seem lit up quite enough. Oh, by the way, look. I was out the other day, and I got a little stocking promoting the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yes, they're having a good season. The Raptors are having a better season, but they're both doing okay. And that is a good thing. So, you know, a while ago, I started to test SX64s. I think I tested 3. And then I got distracted by the 4040. And then I've been distracted by the 128. Do you see a trend here? In the meantime, I went and I got a solder sucker. Life is good. I found a toolbox. Life is good. But I do want to get back onto the 4040 SX64 track. The next thing, maybe not the next thing, but soon, I am going to figure out a way, probably with the iPad or perhaps my phone, to do a time lapse of me coming over here to this pile, and down at the bottom here there are 3 other disk drives that say 4040. So I need to get them out. Then I have to rebuild the pile. But I think time lapse is the only way to go. I think. So, well, I do not know what is wrong. By the way, if you're out there and you saw the screen display of what the Commodore 128 was doing, and you know what it is, please write to me. I think screen RAM, I don't know. Anyway, we are still testing with, no, this is now with JiffyDos. Turn it off. And we're all good. So, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to unplug it. And here is the new .128 testing. I'll get closer. The machine, the 128 I will use to test things in. It has the harness, it has the cartridge, it has dirt, etc. So be it. It's funny, you know, for a while now, I've been slimed. In the front of my 128, this white goop, yuck, yuck, yuck. In the front of my 128 here, that I have been using to test things, there are 3 chips that have been very faithfully sitting there. And I'm not sure why, because of course it's been a while. It has been a while. So, let me just do the swap here. I suppose I should get some of that white stuff that goes on the top of these chips that helps with heat, or the dispersion, the disbursement, because of course these all get hot. So, what do we have here? We have a 6526. We have an 8722 R1. I think that sounds like a video chip. Well, no, it's the one I changed. It's the one that goes down here. We have a ROM, 318018. Which, because of the white stuff, I can't tell. But this might be a good time to test things. Do I have a note on the bottom of this machine? I do not. I do not. I do hope to figure out what is wrong with this. I do. Oh. Look at that. You know what? I just had a thought. As I do from time to time. Beside the one video chip, and I knew this, I just didn't remember it, there is a small chip called an 8701. It is a tiny little thing. One might think it's a RAM chip, but it is not. And it's in a socket. And of course I'm having sort of a video issue. And the one, boy, it's funny, for little chips, they put up a fight. Anyway, I don't know what this is exactly, but I know I've had issues before, haven't we all? But anyway, while I'm here, and while I have things available and hooked up, I might as well. It would be foolish of me to just figure everything's fine. Because you see, one of the things I noticed, and see, the video area on these things does get pretty warm. And that's when I first noticed there was trouble when I picked it up. And I was like, oh, that's warm, says I, brilliantly. Alright. So we are turned off, and yet, here we go. There is one. Well, they did not come up. What have I done? I have that chip in the right way. Oh, they're coming up. Oh, okay. Well, I have noticed that occasionally, and this bothers me about using this as a test board, that occasionally it does seem a little slow on the uptake. But, whatever it is that's wrong with the other board, it does not seem to be this chip. At least. Well, I mean, the display looks okay. So, you know, I have memories of my grandmother, and she was doing pretty well and up until her early 20s, when she was in a tobogganing accident, where somebody who was supposed to be holding her leg lost her leg hit the snow and went boom! And it was right up beside her here. This is not a good thing. So it had to be fixed, and Anyway, so forever and ever and ever after that, she was kind of crippled and lame. Not mentally, mind you, but certainly physically. So anyways, as she aged, and I only knew her, of course, when she was old, because that's the way it goes with grandparents, she had a good leg and a bad leg. Then she had an accident, or a trip, or a fall, or a stumble, and then the good leg became the bad leg. And the bad leg became the good leg. And this is what I kind of see about this 128. It's not bad. I'm suspecting I'm going to learn a lot about recapping. I see just actually right not far from the power connector on this there are 3 capacitors of significant size, and then of course there's all kinds of them on these boards. I can't imagine changing them all. Like, I'm just looking down here where I see like numbers, capacitor 89. Maybe that's the highest one I can find. But if there are 89 capacitors on here, and most of them are pretty tiny. But that, oh dear. Capacitor 113. 113. There may be more. And if that is in case, say there are 113, that's 226 unsoldering. That's 226 solder connections, unsoldering, soldering, soldering, unsoldering. I cannot imagine. So I'm hoping when people talk of recapping, they're talking like I see there's a big one here marked, C106, and some other ones here, and some dust. I can't see their numbers here, but anyway, I guess there were 4 kind of, bigger capacitors here. I'm hoping that's what people are talking about. Anyway, well, I have not figured out what is wrong with my dear 128 that I used to test things with, but I have another one I can test things with, so I guess that is some progress. So, but remember, if anybody looks at the screen and sees what it is, hey, it's dark in here. What happened here? Did I turn this off? Did this just die? Has this failed? Oh, no, it is not. It's just wonky. What is going on here? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, heavens. Okay. I have in here some old halogen lights. I think I will do my best to convert them for a couple of reasons. Firstly, they get hot. Also, they use much more, like the ones here. I think they're 200 watt bulbs. And now, with LED technology, I can get lots more lighting for a lot less power. So, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be thankful I have a 128 I can test things with. Be worried, of course, that now I have a 128 that I don't know what's wrong with, and it was preventable. I think. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm thinking I will do my best to do the 40/40 ARAMA testing, where I go through them all, figure out what's what, decide what's going, decide what's staying, and make it so, as they would say on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Make it so. Anyway, thank you for being here. Please write to me with any suggestions, comments, even criticisms. Oh, my toolbox is blocking my way. There we are. So, oh, I can't see. Until we meet again. Farewell for now.